battle over Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago documents as the FBI says it's finished examining the top secret material, what it means. The new details tonight. CBS's Robert Costa reports on the concern U.S. spies may have been compromised because of what's in those documents. Flooding, state of emergency. The Weather Channel's forecast has 3 tropical systems could form in the Atlantic ahead of Labor Day weekend. Football star rape allegation. The Buffalo Bills release a rookie player after he's accused of gang rape. CBS's Lilia Luciano speaks to the alleged victim, who was 17 at the time.
I was having to deal with this horrible, traumatic experience that I never asked for.
Mission to the moon scrubbed.
This is just part of the space business.
CBS's Mark Strassman reports tonight on why Artemis 1 failed to launch and when NASA will try again. And the end of an era. The greatest of all time, Serena Williams, takes center court at the U.S. Open. And CBS's Jerika Duncan is there.
This is the CBS Evening News with Norah O'Donnell, reporting from the nation's capital.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us as we start a new week together. Tonight, top officials are beginning to assess whether intelligence was compromised as they review the material seized from former President Donald Trump. Is here to start us off. Good evening, Robert.
Good evening, Nora. Tonight, the legal standoff over the documents taken from the property continues.
More details coming out, Robert Costa. Thank you. Well, tonight, severe weather remains in the forecast across the South and Mississippi. Braces for more possible flooding. All right, thank you so much. Today, there was disappointment after NASA was forced to scrub the new mission to the moon because of an issue with one of the engines on one of the most powerful rockets in U.S. history.
Afternoon, but the issue then is the initial weather forecast, a 60% chance of no-go. Nora?
Mark Strassman, thank you so much. Tonight, with help from the West, Ukraine is pushing to take back territory in the South captured by Russia. Deborah Pata, thank you so much. The farewell tour of Serena Williams gets underway tonight at the U.S. Open. Considered to be the greatest tennis player in history, Williams plans to step away from the sport that she's dominated for more than 20 years. Here's CBS's Jerika Duncan. Jealous that you're there. Enjoy it. I'll be watching it on TV. Thank you. All right, now to inflation, because it has begun to cool, but food prices remain high, and that is making it difficult for many families to afford even basic groceries. Food banks across the country are feeling the impact of high prices with long lines and new faces.
1 in 6 Americans relied on food banks last year. That's 53 million people, compared to 40 million.
They're running out of food while people are still in line. And for example, the Dallas Food Bank says they're making food swaps. Now they buy canned pears instead of canned peaches because of the cost. And they say they're already having trouble finding turkeys for Thanksgiving at a price they can afford to pay.
Oh my goodness, they need more help. Janet Shamlian, thank you. Right now to this story, rape accusations derail an NFL career. The alleged teenage victim is speaking out tonight for the first. Coming up next, the hero employee at a supermarket who gave his life trying to stop a shooting at the store. Plus, chaos in the cockpit as 2 pilots get into a fight. We're learning new details tonight about a deadly shooting at a Safeway supermarket in Bend, Oregon. Overseas, Air France says it's conducting a safety audit after several incidents, including a mid-air fist fight between two. The death toll from this summer's historic monsoon floods in Pakistan now tops. Coming up next, we'll tell you how this summer of flyer frustration has complaints piling sky high.
If you can't watch the CBS Evening News, you can listen. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Sponsored by Ancestry.
If you've flown this summer, you're likely familiar with the frustration. Complaints in June alone were up 270% from pre-pandemic levels. Most complaints were over delays and cancellations. In the first 6 months of the year, officials received over 28,000 complaints. That's more than all of 2019. To a beloved member of the CBS News family. We'll be right back with new technology helping more than just staffing shortages at a Minnesota nursing home.
This portion of the CBS Evening News is sponsored by Farxiga.
Finally tonight, what started as one nursing home's high-tech solution to staffing shortages has turned into an abundance of joy. Here's CBS's Omar Villafranca. It's always nice to see old pictures. And that's tonight's CBS Evening News. I'm Norah O'Donnell in the nation's capital. Good night.